if you want to talk about them. I don't even know if you want to show.
Yeah, we can talk about it real quick. So one of the things that we focused on this year is, we spent all this effort on AI, trying to make the game play realistic, the AI play realistic whistle to whistle. But we wanted to extend that beyond the whistle as well. So the most noticeable thing in gameplay right now is you won't see us cutting to the non-interactive sequences like we've had in the past years. Now we actually cut to AI because the AI is acting intelligently. We can actually take the camera just like a true broadcast does and just cut to the player doing the appropriate action after the whistle. So the biggest change there from a gameplay, from a pace of play, from a presentation perspective is moving away from the scripted sequences to actual AI-driven sequences after the whistle.
Any new leagues that are coming in this year?
Status quo on the leagues for this year, but again, that's something that we're always looking at each and every year, just looking for different ways to reach new consumers out there.
You guys have anything?
Game Face, is it going to be integrated this year?
So we're focusing mostly on the gameplay here today. So I know there's lots of other questions you guys will have that we'll get to later on in the months to come.
Okay.
So we talked about goalies. There's obviously lots of concern about glitch goals. Do you want to talk to that, address it?
I'd love to talk to that. Glitch goals are something that I hear about all the time. You play online, and we spend so much effort in our gameplay each and every year. This year, the amount of effort we've put towards it has been incredible. And when we put the game out there and there is a glitch goal or a go-to goal or a goal or a play or a sequence that happens frequently enough that that's the best way to play the game, then all the great effort that we put into making our gameplay as good as possible gets tossed out the window. It becomes a game of a guy trying to get to a spot and exploit the game versus the other guy trying to defend it, and just kills gameplay. So when the goalies can't react to a specific save or stop the puck from going in a specific spot on the net, that hurts the entire gameplay experience for us. So our approach this year was twofold. It was, let's make the goalies as perfect as possible. So one of the things I want you guys to try at some point today is turning on perfect goalies. We want our goalies to be able to save anything at any time. So that way, when we put the game out to consumers and they do find something that they find is kind of the best way to score, that we can adjust via tuner sets like we've done in the past and plug any hole that we see. So we spend a lot of time just making our goalie as versatile, as flexible as possible, being able to save anything. Once we have a goalie who can save anything, it's easy to give goals back. But then once we get the game out there and there's millions of online games being played and we see tendencies in the way people play, we want that flexibility to be able to react with that quickly and plug it via tuner set. So that's been our approach with goalies this year. And I can't wait for you guys to start playing the game and seeing how different the goalies are this year. The amount of saves that they can make because of every limb, because of the anticipation factoring into the goalies this year, and you can score 5-hole goals, like legit 5-hole ball this year. So all that stuff, we feel we want to put a lot of effort into our goalies as well. But like I said, it would be all for naught if we put out a system that had glitch goals in it. So we want to be able to react in case there are anything to slip through.
How will the new goalie animations, all the awareness, affect guys who play as goalies in EA Sports Hockey League or be a pro or anything like that?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we're still working now that we have the goalie, kind of 95% of the way there. That's still something that we're working through the details of exactly how it's going to work. And if any of you guys play goalie, we'd love to get your feedback on that. Give it a try today.
Commentators, new commentators.
Bill and Gary will be in the game again this year.
Cool. New dialogue, I guess.
and enough said.
Yeah, and we bring them in every single year and just try and update the content as much as we can. The great thing about recording with Bill and Gary is they're such pros in the studio. We literally, the old school way of doing audio design and speech recording was to walk in there with a script of paper this big, and the talent would kind of look at it, kind of flip through it, and be like, it's going to be a long day. And what we found is when you put a script of papers in front of a commentator, you're trying to turn them into an actor as opposed to leveraging what they're good at, which is being a commentator and reacting to stuff. So we've gone completely away from that. We get Bill and Gary in the booth now, and we just give them a context, and we'll say, give us 5 samples on Luongo anticipating and the puck going 5-hole because he was cheating. So it's, those guys in the booth have been incredible to work with.
How has the speed work impacted the physics when it comes to checking? Obviously, last year you brought in collisions with the goalies, collisions with the net.
Yeah, so we want the speed to factor in that. The great thing about the physics is it's real world physics, because what we do is we don't make physics for hockey. What we do is we just model what would happen in the real world and then apply it to hockey. So a person going at top end speed that is 6'3", 6'4", 250 is going to pretty much run over anything in its path. So speed's just another element. Because we have more speed, more top end speed in the game this year, you're going to see bigger hits if you catch a guy in the right situation. So again, once you guys start playing that today, you'll see how it's all coming together. But we want to see those big, strong guys be big, strong guys in the game and really make a difference. You have a fourth line guy who dumps the puck in. If you get a chance to take a hit on the defenseman, we want that big, strong fourth line guy to hit that defenseman, knock him over every single time. He has enough speed, depending on the size and strength of the D-man that he's hitting.
Yeah, and what makes so the concern would be you have someone who is 6'3", 250. All you need to do is go down the wing and cut in, and no one can handle them. And that's not the case. And it's really about even the smaller defensemen. It's about getting good body position and leveraging that speed and control. And as someone's going in and trying to cut in, you don't need much effort to put them off balance. You just need to be in good position and give them a little shot. You don't need to go in and step in and have this massive hit. You just need to guide them out. As you saw David Booth, the defenseman, he's a big, strong guy cutting in. The defenseman just guided him in and took him into the side of the net. So that's the stuff that it is a game within a game. It's about getting in good body position, and it's about making that hit. And when someone's cutting across the blue line at full speed and you catch them, you're going to see big hits, bigger hits like that this year, just because of the physics and the speeds that people are traveling at.
Yeah, and the other thing I'll add to that is because we focus so much on the predictability part. So when you see a guy, so the first thing we did when we got top end speed in there is you want to go top end speed all the time because you want to get the big hit on the guy because of how fast you're going. You expect to really hammer him. But as you as the puck carrier see that guy coming with one hand on the stick, going as fast as he can, you understand, you can read that hit because of how fast he's going. And once he starts to veer one way or the other, you know that he can't adjust fast enough. So you almost it's a game of cat and mouse. Recognize this, trying to anticipate you going, you go the other way and he's gone, has no chance of recovering. So again, the risk reward, top end speed, can't adjust, put yourself out of the play. So again, managing your speed.
Is there any new celebrations, animations?
No new celebration animations. The skating specifically, so no new post-whistle celebrations for this year.
Can you talk at least?
Yeah, so GM Connected is a multi-user online dynasty that allows you to be the GM and play either a single-player experience or invite friends anywhere around the world to play as part of that experience. And there's been other multi-user dynasties done before. The great thing about our multi-user online dynasty, or GM Connected, is you can play co-op play with your buddy, or you can have the OTP element as well. So you can be the GM, even if you're not a great Twitch player, but you're a manager type guy, you can do the managing and have 6 of your buddies play the games for you via OTP. So that's really the thing that sets us apart, and the big innovation for us in that space is the ability for you and your friends to be part of a single experience and play the way that you want to play. And I'll add one more thing to that. When we started talking about this mode early on, it was really about making this accessible to anybody, so that even if your buddies aren't great Twitch players, but they still like hockey, they like the fantasy type sports, they like the managerial part of the game, they can still be part of this league with you and do as much or as little as they want. So much with our AI, we wanted to expose that to users. So we have a feature called Build Your AI, which is part of GM Connected, and you can basically customize your AI. Twitch player, your buddies in the league can play against your built AI and get a flavor of the way that you want your team to play based on the way that you built it.
How will Dangles with the new speed?
Good question. Yeah, so we're working right now on just balancing the dekes, the quick dekes, and the loose puck dekes. The success rate of that is going to be around the player differentiation, the attributes of the players trying to execute them. So obviously, a Crosby going at top end speed and trying to do a loose puck deke is going to be much more successful than name your fourth liner trying to do it the same deke.
Any changes to fighting?
Fighting remains first person. So we left fighting the way it was. We overhauled fighting to make it first person a couple of years ago. It serves the purpose of kind of capturing what our goal was back then, which was to make you feel what it feels like to be in the skates of an NHL tough guy. We wanted to get that first person view and kind of, as best we can, replicate what it feels like to get punched in the face. So we stuck with the first person for this year.
Have you guys done any work to sort of the trade logic and some of the issues that may have existed in the past there?
Yes, absolutely. So we'll get into more details down the road here, but I can't wait to tell you about the changes that we've made there. So I think people are pretty pleased with what we've done.
You guys have anything?